In European bestiaries and legends, the basilisk is a legendary reptile considered to be the king of serpents, capable of causing death to those who gaze into its eyes. According to Pliny the Elder's Natural History, the basilisk of Cyrene is described as a small snake, not more than 12 inches in length, yet so venomous that it leaves behind a wide trail of deadly poison, and its mere glance is lethal. Pliny also mentions the basilisk's weakness, noting that it is susceptible to the smell of a weasel. When a weasel is thrown into the basilisk's den, its presence can be detected by the scorched bushes and grass surrounding the area. This association between the basilisk and the weasel in European folklore may have been influenced by tales of certain species of Asian and African snakes, such as cobras, and their natural predator, the mongoose. The basilisk is sometimes referred to as the king due to rumors that it possesses a mitre or crown-shaped crest on its head. Stories about the basilisk often blur the lines between it and the cockatrice. It is believed that the basilisk hatches from the egg of a snake or toad, whereas the reverse is true for the cockatrice, which hatches from a cockerel egg incubated by a snake or toad. Over time, medieval descriptions of the basilisk began to incorporate features reminiscent of roosters. It is said to have a venomous bite, and in some versions of the myth, it has the ability to breathe fire. One of the earliest mentions of the basilisk can be found in Pliny the Elder's Natural History, written around 79 AD. He describes the basilisk as a serpent native to the province of Cyrene, with a length not exceeding 12 fingers. It bears a white spot on its head, resembling a diadem, and emits a hiss that drives away all other snakes. Unlike other serpents, it moves in a straight line without the characteristic undulating motion. Its destructive influence extends to burning bushes upon contact, scorching grass, and even shattering stones. There was a belief that killing the basilisk with a spear would transfer its poison to the weapon, causing death not only to the wielder but also to their mount. The basilisk's den is identifiable by the tainted soil surrounding it, and it is said that the creature can be destroyed by the scent of a weasel, although the weasel itself perishes in this natural struggle. Isidore of Seville identified the basilisk as the king of snakes due to its deadly glare and venomous breath. The Venerable Bede was among the first to mention the legend of a basilisk hatching from an egg laid by an aging rooster, while other accounts added the condition of Sirius rising. Alexander Neckham, who passed away in 1217, suggested that it was not the creature's luminosity but rather the corruption of the air around it that was its lethal weapon, a theory further developed by Pietro d'Abano a century later. In his work Schedula diversa Martium, Theophilus Presbyter provided a detailed recipe for creating a compound capable of transmuting copper into Spanish gold, denaro hispanico. This compound involved combining powdered basilisk blood, powdered human blood, red copper, and a specific type of vinegar. Albertus Magnus, in his treatise on animals, discussed the deadly gaze of the basilisk while refuting other legends, such as the notion of a rooster hatching its egg. He attributed these myths to Hermes Trismegistus, also credited with the tale that the ashes of a basilisk could transform silver into gold. Though factually incorrect, this association demonstrates the early link between basilisk lore and alchemy dating back to the 13th century. Geoffrey Chaucer introduced the concept of the basilisk, likely a portmanteau of basilisk and cock, in his Canterbury Tales. According to some traditions, a basilisk could be vanquished by the crowing of a rooster or by catching sight of oneself in a mirror. This method of dispatching the creature is recounted in the legend of the Warsaw basilisk, slain by a man equipped with a set of mirrors. In urban legend, this fearsome creature, described variably as a rooster, snake, or turkey, with a serpent's tail and frog-like eyes, guarded hidden treasures in Warsaw's old town dungeons, slaying intruders with its deadly gaze. The basilisk met its demise through cunning tactics employed by a young apprentice who ventured underground with a mirror in hand. According to Arthur Oppmann, the basilisk resided in the basement of a building on Krzywiekolo Street in Warsaw. Over time, tales embellished the basilisk's lethal capabilities, portraying it as a larger creature capable of spewing fire and killing with its voice alone. Some accounts even suggested that its touch or anything it touched could be fatal, such as a sword wielded by its victim. Moreover, its breath was said to be highly toxic, resulting in immediate death. The basilisk also serves as the guardian and emblematic symbol of the Swiss city of Basel, Latin, Basilia, where basilisk figures adorn the city's coat of arms. Leonardo da Vinci featured the basilisk in his bestiary, describing it as so ruthless that when unable to slay animals with its deadly gaze, it turns to herbs and plants, withering them. In his notebooks, he provided an account of the basilisk that clearly drew from Pliny's writings, either directly or indirectly. The basilisk is found in the province of Cyrene and measures no more than 12 fingers in length. It bears a white spot on its head resembling a diadem. Its hiss terrifies all other snakes. Though resembling a serpent, it moves in a straight line from its center forward. Legend has it that one was slain with a spear by a mounted man, causing its poison to flow onto the weapon, resulting in the deaths of both the rider and his horse. It blights wheat crops, causing not only the area it touches to wither but also drying the grass and splitting stones where it breathes. Leonardo also noted regarding the weasel, this creature, upon discovering the basilisk's den, dispatches it with the scent of its urine, a scent that often proves fatal to the weasel itself. Henry Cornelius Agrippa asserted that, the basilisk, is inherently and invariably male, as it serves as the more fitting vessel for poison and destructive traits. According to Cantabrian mythology, the ancient basilisk has vanished from much of the earth but still roams Cantabria, albeit rarely sighted. This creature hatches from an egg laid by an aged rooster shortly before its demise, precisely at midnight on a clear night with a full moon. Several days later, the egg's soft, leathery shell is broken by a strange creature already possessing adult features, legs, beak, crest, and reptilian body. Allegedly, its eyes emit a fierce, penetrating fire that proves fatal to any creature or person who meets its gaze directly. The weasel is the sole creature capable of confronting and even attacking it. Only the crowing of a rooster can kill it, so travelers traditionally carried a rooster when venturing into areas rumored to be inhabited by basilisks. Legend has it that the basilisk once terrorized the inhabitants of Vilnius, Lithuania, during the reign of King of Poland and Grand Duke Sigismund Augustus. According to Adam Ignacy Naramovsky, a professor at Vilnius University in the 17th century, roe branches, believed to repel basilisks, were lowered into the creature's lair. While the first 2 branches turned white upon being lowered, indicating the creature's continued presence, the third remained green, suggesting that the basilisk had been slain. 19th century historian Theodoras Narbutas claimed the creature's lair was situated at the intersection of Boxtow, Subak-Iris, and Basterhose streets, near the Subak-Iris gate, with legends suggesting it resided within the city wall's bastion. Some suggest that stories and depictions of cobras may have contributed to the legend of the basilisk. Cobras are capable of standing upright, and like many snakes in overlapping habitats, they are often preyed upon by mongooses. The Indian cobra, for instance, bears a crown-like symbol on its head. Certain species of spitting cobras have the ability to incapacitate prey from a distance by spitting venom, which could easily be mistaken for other cobra species due to their similar appearance. The Egyptian cobra, which inhabits desert regions, is regarded as a symbol of regal authority. The basilisk is referenced in the English Revised Version of the Bible in Isaiah 14:29, within the prophet's admonition to the Philistines, "Rejoice not, O Philistines, all of you, for the rod that struck you is broken, for from the root of the serpent the basilisk will grow, and the fruit his will be a fiery flying serpent." The King James Version of the Bible renders this passage as, "Out of the root of the serpent shall come the cockatrice, and the fruit thereof shall be a fiery flying serpent." The basilisk is also mentioned in Psalm 91:13, which in the Latin Vulgate reads Super leone met draconum, literally meaning you will tread on the lion and the dragon, the asp and the basilisk you will trample underfoot. The King James Version translates it as you shall tread on the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon you shall trample underfoot. In some modern versions, such as the New International Version, basilisk is interpreted as cobra, which is perhaps closest to the Hebrew beten. Although the basilisk is included in the Septuagint and Latin Vulgate, it is absent from most English translations, leading to its portrayal in early medieval art depicting Christ triumphing over various beasts.